All right, so we're going to go over this. We got one more lesson after this, and then we'll be done the chapter. So guess what's coming up? Yeah, there'll be a test coming up sometime soon. And you're right. I think we're going to have one more quiz. Let me double check. I didn't write anything down on the lesson plans about a quiz yet, but I'll let you know if we're going to have a quiz on this or not. I can't remember if we go right to a test or we have a quiz first, then the test. But anyway, this is what we're going to do right now. Like I said on Friday, I think you watched the video on this because I was not here on Friday. But I'm going to go over it anyway just so that you hear it live and in person. And maybe I won't have to take so long as I would if you hadn't heard it already. All right, so what was the key to this lesson? What was different about this lesson than the other several lessons? It all dealt with what kind of triangles? They all dealt with congruent triangles. What did this deal with that the others did not? The right triangles, that's correct. Okay, so right triangles. They all deal with congruence. Okay, the triangles that we talked about before all dealt with congruent triangles, but now we're specifically talking about right triangles. So let me draw a couple right triangles. And then we'll take a look at these. So I'm going to copy and paste. We'll put them right next to each other, try to make them look as easy as possible. Are they right triangles right there? You don't know yet. That's the best answer. Okay, you can't say no. You can't say yes. All you can say right now is we don't know. But if I did this, now what can I say about them? Now you can say they're right triangles, okay, because of that right angle. Everybody with me on that? All right, now, what they did, again, I did not go back and watch the video, so I don't remember. It was at least a year or two ago. I don't remember what I said about it, but we're going to do it like this. What if I gave you, by the way, let's do this first before we talk about these. If this is a right triangle, I give this side a special name. It's got a special name. Anytime we give a right triangle, this side right here has a special name. Anybody remember what that special name is? It is hypotenuse. All right? It's a very important side of a right triangle. Okay, and the other two sides are important as well, but this is so important that it's got its own special name. All right? How do I know that one's the hypotenuse and not this one right here or this one right here? How do I know that one right there is the hypotenuse? Take a look at it. This side right here. Why is that the hypotenuse? I'll even put it in red. Why is this one not the hypotenuse? What's special about this side compared to the other two sides? Abdul? It connects to the right triangle thingy? Say that again? Oh, it doesn't connect to that square thing. Okay. So you're saying this side connects to that right angle and this side connects to the right angle. That's true. Okay, that's very true. So it does not connect to the right angle. But that's not really how we look at it. We look at it, and we've talked about this before, we look at it to see what angle it's opposite. What angle is the hypotenuse opposite? The right angle. Do you see it? See how this red side and that angle right there, that right angle, see how they're across from each other? Yeah? Okay, we call them opposite each other. So the hypotenuse is always opposite the right angle. That's really, really important to understand. Okay? Anytime you have a right triangle, doesn't matter what the shape of the right triangle is. All right, let's start with, let's do this. What if I did like this? Then where's the hypotenuse if this was the right angle? Okay, it would be this one right there. That would be the hypotenuse, wouldn't it? Okay? What if I did this? I'm making a mess of things, but that's okay. What if I did this? Let's just change the shape of it like that. And let's flip it. And let's see. If I flip it, I'm going to do like that. See how I flipped it? And let's flip it Oops. I'll just do this. And then what if I twist it? Okay, like that. And let's say I still put that little box right there. I still have a right triangle, don't I? Okay, which side is the hypotenuse of this right triangle? The side across from it, or opposite. Let's say opposite instead of across, okay? I know what you mean when you say across, but the better word is opposite. So this side is opposite this right angle right here. So what is this side right here? That's always the hypotenuse, okay? All right, so let's get rid of all that. And we'll even, let's get rid of all that red stuff too, just to clean it up a little bit. All right, so we said that this is the hypotenuse. I'll just put HYP to shorten it. What do we call this side right there that's not the hypotenuse? Wouldn't it, didn't I say this in the video? Starts with an L? Does. What's a real easy word? Starts with an L. It's not. That's an easy one? You picked a real hard one. It's super easy. Most of you stand on two of them. Right, this is a leg. All right, so this side right here is a leg, and this side right here is also a leg. Okay, they're both legs, all right, because they're not the hypotenuse. All right, that's one way to look at it. Or Abdul mentioned that this leg right here, what does it do? It hits that right angle, doesn't it? All right, and this leg right here, what's it do? It hits that right angle. Does the hypotenuse hit the right angle at all? No, that's why it's what? Opposite of the right angle. Everybody got that? Yep, leg connects to the right angle. This leg connects to the right angle. The hypotenuse does not. But the hypotenuse does connect to what? Both what? Both legs, that's right. You got to know that stuff, okay? You got to know which one's the hypotenuse and which one's the leg to be able to do what we're going to do today. Everybody clear on it? Yeah, it's not too hard, is it? You just know that the hypotenuse is opposite the right angle, and you know that the other two sides are the what? The legs, all right? Okay, say what? I guess you could look at it as a chair because you got legs on a chair. All right, what if I did this? What if I told you that this side was equal to this side, and this side was equal to this side? Are those triangles congruent to each other? Why? Side, angle, side. Very good. Side, angle, side. Side, angle, side. Everybody with me on that? Okay, but when you have a right triangle, Ben, are you going to have to leave? You tell me. Take a wild guess. Take a wild guess. First of all, you're not paying attention. You're talking the whole entire time. And I've let it go, let it go, let it go. I'm like the Frozen girl, all right? I'm letting it go until now. You just keep pushing my buttons all the time until I got to say something. It'd be nice if one time this year that you would just come in and you would just pay attention. What did I do? I love that question. Not really. I'm being sarcastic. Can't stand it because you know exactly what you're doing. All right, enough of that. We ready to move on? Let's move on. So we could say that these triangles are congruent because of side, angle, side. Right? But since they're right triangles, they give you four, I guess you could call them different reasons, okay, to show that they're congruent. Instead of saying side, angle, side, you could shorten it by one thing, all right? Since they're already right triangles, how do you know they're right triangles? Because of the little square thing right there, okay? So you know they're right triangles. What is this side right here? We just finished talking about it. This is a what of the triangle? It's a leg. And what is that side? All right, so I got one set of legs that are equal, and I also have what else? Another set of legs that are equal to each other. You with me on that? So I don't really have to know anything else. Now, I have to know that there's a right triangle, and if both legs are equal to each other, leg, all right, we call this the leg, I'll write it here. We call it the leg. I think they call it a theorem, or we'll just call it leg. All right? And we'll put that in parentheses. Okay, that's how we write it. That's how we say it. So why are these triangles congruent? We could say side angle side. That's true. All right? But if you look at it, there's two right triangles. Both sets of legs are equal to each other. So that means these triangles are congruent. So if I wanted to go, I'm not going to do this for every one of them because we've done this a lot before. But I just want to get through this kind of quick. All right, so watch. I could say, I'm only doing this for this one triangle, okay? I'm not going to do this for the rest of them. But they're going to want you to do that. So what do I call this? Triangle ABC? Tell you what, let's call it something different. I'm so tired of calling it ABC all the time. CBA? All right, so you just went backwards? That's okay. So if I call this triangle CBA, what am I going to call this one over here? If they're congruent to each other. Triangle what? FED. All right? So that's my congruent statement. Why are the triangles congruent to each other? Because of leg. All right? So we're going to do 3 more of these, and they're all pretty much the same kind of thing. All right? So this one, what did I show you? I showed you the 2 sets of legs, right? There's one set of legs. There's the other set of legs. It's leg. These triangles are congruent because of leg. I'm going to give this to you on a quiz or a test, and I'm going to talk about, forget exactly how I word. I don't have it right in front of me, but I say something about use the right triangle congruence theorems. Do you hear what I said? The right triangle ones. What's the first right triangle congruence theorem? It's what? It's leg. All right? So don't use side angle side. If I say use the right triangle theorem, then you're going to use leg. You with me? Make sure you keep that straight. All right. Let me delete all that stuff. And let's get rid of that and that. Let's do another one. Watch this. We're going to go a little quicker this time. What if I gave you this side and this side equal each other? And I also gave you that this angle and this angle were equal to each other. Without knowing anything about right triangles, are these triangles congruent to each other? Well, I got an angle here equal to an angle here because they're both 90. I got an angle here and an angle here and a side here and a side here. So why would these be congruent to each other? Because of angle. It's not angle, side, angle because the side's not in between. Angle, side, right. So the old-fashioned way, all right, if you wanted to call it that, I could call these congruent because of angle, side. But they're right triangles. So I could just use the stuff in the red. I only have to say 2 things. Instead of angle, side, that's 3, I could only say 2 things if it was a right triangle. And what would I say? Well, this is not just a side. What is it? It's a hypotenuse. And this is a, no, that's not a leg. This is an angle, right? A leg would be the length of this side right here. But this is an angle. So on this one, they call it hypotenuse. I'll just shorten hypotenuse. Hypotenuse angle, right? And of course, if we write it, what do you think we're going to write it as? HA. But we don't say HA. We say hypotenuse angle, right? So that's a second way. Hopefully you're keeping a list. We'll keep a list over here. What was the first one? Leg. What was the second one? Hypotenuse angle. Everybody good with that? All right, so if I can just show that this side equals this side, this hypotenuse equals the other hypotenuse, and one of the other angles equals one of the other angles right here, that's enough to say that these triangles are congruent to each other. All right, we've got 2 more. We've got 4 of them all together. Is this basically what I said in the video on Friday? Do you remember any of it? Doesn't sound like it. All right, guess it's a good thing I'm doing this today. So watch. What if I was given this angle equal to this angle, and I was given this side equal to this side right there? First of all, without knowing anything about right triangles, are these triangles congruent to each other? Yeah, because of what? Angle, side, angle. So these would be congruent to each other because of angle, side, angle. But this is different. Why is it different? Because what kind of triangles do we have here? We got right triangles. All right, so we've got another way to do this. Let's get rid of that. All right, so what do we got? We got an angle, and we got a what? Yeah, it's not just any side, it's a what? It's a leg and a leg. Actually, we're going to do it the other way around. I guess you could say angle, leg, but nobody does. Everybody says leg, angle. So if I could show that one leg of one triangle equals one leg of the other triangle and one of the other angles, not the right angle, okay, but one of the other angles. Everybody see that? Because I already know that the right angles are equal. Okay, if I can show one of the other angles are equal and a leg, then they are congruent because of leg angle. And how do we write it? LA. All right, and that's our what? Third way to show that right triangles are congruent to each other. Okay, again, remember, this only deals with right triangles. Everybody okay? Yeah, it's pretty easy. And let's get rid of this. We got one more. I said we got 4 to do, so let's do one more. And this time, actually, I lied. There was only 3 because here's another leg angle. Here's another leg angle. I'll just show you that. That's why I put 4 things on here. Is that the way I did that one? What did I mark? Why did I say those triangles were congruent for leg angle before the right triangle? Did I say side angle or angle side angle? Did I? I can't even remember what I just said like 5 minutes ago. All right, so or did I say angle side? For this third one right here. It was angle side angle. Okay, that's what I did. Okay, so I was on the right track then. So what if I gave this? This is also a leg and an angle, isn't it? Just like number 3 was. Because when I'm looking at this, it looks like I got 4 different things here. But really, it's just 3 of them. Another way you could have said this, if you didn't know anything about right triangles, was this is angle, angle, side. All right? But since it's a right triangle, I can just say it's a leg and an angle. So this is another way to show leg angle. All right? So there you go. So there's our 3. And there are 3 different ways to show triangles are congruent, okay, using right triangles. All right, I did not assign anything to you on Friday. So that was nice of me. Gave you a long weekend. No homework to worry about. But I'll give it to you today. So today's homework is section 4-6. It's pages 188, 189. And it's 1 to 14. 1 to 14. So that is your homework. So we're starting a new week. Lisa's a short week, right? You had off yesterday. And so let's get back into the groove and start doing some homework. So there it is right there. So it's section 4-6. It's not an A or a B. It's just 4-6. 188, 189, 1 to 14. And that is your homework. So you got about, what do you got, about 15 minutes left in class. We'll do that. I'm going to show you the lesson plans first for this week. You can either take a picture of it or you can write it down or just look on facts later if you need to, and it'll all be on there. All right, have that done for tomorrow.